Welcome to ISE's FX Options Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on the US dollar versus the major currencies, hosted by Jason Ayres, a top industry instructor and founder of OptionSource.net. Learn to trade your views on the strength or weakness of the US dollar.
Welcome to the ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for April 27, 2009. This is Jason Ayres, founder and president of OptionSource.net. As always, we're going to start things off with a look at our weekly U.S. dollar index. It's a great way to gain perspective as to how the U.S. dollar has been trading against a basket of currencies. And as you can see here, that the 84.85 level still holds. However, we maintain that a break below 84 opens the window for an even deeper sell-off, which may lead to a retest of support down into our 80 to 81 focal zone. Lending further credibility to this is the formation of what appears to be a large bear flag within this weekly chart. Now, any move higher will meet with a strong resistance within that 88 to 89 range. However, we do need to see a close above 86 to support any further moves higher. A quick look at the daily chart shows the importance of this 86 to 86.5 focal zone as a resistance. And as you can see here, that 84.85 remains a very strong support level. Once again, a near-term target to the downside, should we see a continuation in this direction, is the 82.83, with once again that deeper test of 80 to 81 in the bigger picture. With that in mind, let's take a look at the first of our ISE FX options pair values, the CDD, the US versus the Canadian dollar. Well, the U.S. dollar clearly lost some ground against the Canadian dollar after an anticipated test into that 124, 124.5 zone. At this stage, a second test of 120 looks probable. However, after such a large move, a mild retracement is to be expected, which is likely to move back into that 122, 122.5 range. Now, of course, a stronger push would meet with some resistance up in at this 124, 124.5 range once again. A rejection at 122 to 122.5 lends credibility to an even deeper test of our lower focal zone, which may even touch 118 towards the end of the week. Next up, the YUK, the US versus the Japanese yen. At this stage, a test of our 95-96 focal zone seems probable. However, we are likely to see a little snap back into that 98-99 range to test resistance. A rejection here is likely to confirm the probability of another leg down into that support level. Well, the U.S. dollar is trying to hang on against the euro, as seen here in the ISE FX options pair value EUI. We're currently looking at a test of support at our 75-75.5 focal zone. However, there is a strong overhead resistance not too far away within that 76-76.5 area. Now, a break here, and we would look for the EUI to test as high as 77.5 to 78. However, a shallow test of that 76 to 76.5 and rejection with out of this box is likely to usher in another leg down, which could see a test as low as 73 to 74. Well, the BPX, the U.S. versus the British pound, is being consolidating within our 68 to 68.5 range for the week. Now, a bounce here could test as high as 70 to 70.5. We'd be looking for a break and a close above 69 to confirm the possibility of this move. Failure here is likely to give way to a test of our lower focal zone identified here within that 66 to 66.5 range. And finally, the AUX, the US versus the Australian dollar. Last week we saw the AUX close just below a key focal zone within the 139 to 140 range, and at this stage we are looking at a continuation down into the 136, 137 box. Now, we may see a little move back into that 139, 140. However, failure here again will lend credibility to this further downside move. If we're able to break and consolidate above 140, then we'd be looking for a test up into this 142, 143 level as far as our overhead resistance is concerned. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for April 27th, 2009. I'm Jason Ayres, founder and president of OptionSource.net. Thanks for joining me here this week. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Jason Ayres and to sign up for free FX options trade alerts, just visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE FX options, including our weekly webinar series, visit us at www.ise.com/fx. ISE FX options can easily be traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in US dollars and have a European-style exercise.